All right, today we're going to pull back the curtain on something fascinating. This hidden layer of communication. We're talking about the emotional blueprint. How to read those incredibly powerful signals people are sending out, even when they're not saying a single word. So let's dive right in.
So let me ask you something. Have you ever been in a conversation where, I don't know, the words just didn't quite line up with the feeling you were getting? You know what I mean, right? Like someone tells you, oh yeah, I'm fine, but your gut is screaming that something is way off. That exact feeling, that disconnect, that's what we're going to zero in on.
And there's a really good reason for that feeling. It's perfectly summed up in this quote from author Henrik Fexeus. And honestly, this is the big idea for our whole discussion today. He says, emotions are the strongest signals in mind reading. Just think about that for a sec. It means we should probably forget the words, just for a moment. Because the real story, well, that's hidden in the feelings.
Okay, so that leads us perfectly into our first big point. Section 1, emotion over logic. Look, we all like to think of ourselves as the super rational, logical people, right? But what if I told you that our feelings are what's really in the driver's seat of our behavior?
So what are we even talking about when we say emotional signals? Well, they're all those tiny, involuntary cues. Think about it. A little flicker in someone's eye, a sudden shift in how they're sitting, a subtle change in their voice, all these little things that give away how they really feel. And here's the kicker, the really crucial part. These signals often pop up before our logical brain has even had a chance to think of what to say. It's instantaneous.
This chart really spells it out, doesn't it? On one side, you've got logic. It's slow, it's deliberate, it's basically the script we write for ourselves. But then you have emotion. That's instant, it's involuntary, it's not the polished script, it's the raw, unedited, real story of what's actually going on inside.
So what's the bottom line here? It's pretty simple, actually. If you really want to understand why people do the things they do, you've got to learn to look past the carefully chosen words, past the logic. Because our feelings, they are the engine driving our decisions, our actions. It's like this invisible force that's constantly guiding our behavior. Okay, so we've established that emotions are the real story. The big question now is, where do we actually find these clues? How do we see them? And that brings us to our next section, the unspoken language, or where to look for the truth.
All right, let's get practical here. There are basically 4 main channels you need to tune into. First up, facial expressions. Yeah, it's the obvious one, but it's still so important. Second is body posture. Are they open and relaxed, or are they all closed off and tense? Third, you have to actually listen to their tone of voice. It's the music behind the words that tells you so much. And finally, and this one is fascinating, you've got to watch for micro-reactions. We're talking about these super tiny, fleeting expressions, like a flash of anger or surprise that's there and gone in less than a second. It's the emotion leaking out before they can put the mask back on. Okay, so why should you care about all this? What's the real payoff for learning this unspoken language? Well, that takes us to our final section, and it's a big one. Your empathy advantage. This is all about the incredible reward you get from truly understanding others. And this really gets to the heart of it all. This whole thing, it's not about becoming some kind of human lie detector or trying to manipulate people. Not at all. It's about connection. It's about empathy. When you get good at interpreting these emotional signals, you're basically building a bridge to another person. You start to really understand them, from the inside out. It's a game changer. So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a little challenge, a little homework, if you will. As you go about the rest of your day today, maybe in your next work meeting, or just chatting with a friend, try to pay a little closer attention. Really look beyond the words. And just ask yourself this one question: what unspoken truths will you notice today?